In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an e-commerce website step by step. I will specifically show you how to create an e-commerce website using WordPress. WordPress is the free software that we are going to use in order to create our website and also customize it just the way we want. And don't worry if you are new to WordPress, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. And this is the exact website we'll be creating in this very tutorial. In this video, I will show you how you can add latest products onto the home page of your website, and I will be showing you how you can do that using product tabs, as you can see right here. I will also show you how you can display products which are on sale on the home page of your website. Now, if I go to the products page of the website, going down at the left sidebar, you see that we have a comprehensive product filter, where users can filter by category, price, brand, color, or even size. So if I were to select men category, I'll be presented with products that are related to men. I can also narrow down my search by choosing a brand, where I'm being presented with 3 products. Going down, I can also narrow down my search by color, and I'll be given only 1 product based on my search. Up here are the various parameters I've just selected. I can exit them from here, or I can just go ahead and click on reset all, and it will take me back to the default page. Now if I choose any of these products, for instance the top one, from here I can navigate through the various colors for this particular product. As a client, I can make an order based on color as well as size. At the moment, you see that the add to cart button is not active simply because I need to select a color and then size in order to be able to add this product to the cart. So if I were to choose the blue color, still you see that the add to cart button is not active. However, if I go ahead and choose a particular size, you see the corresponding image of the color I've chosen. You also see the price, and now the add to cart button is active. So I'll go ahead and add the product to the cart, and you see that I have it right here. Upon hover, I can view the cart. Right here you see the product details as well as the cart totals. The product amount is $30, and next we have shipping, which is a flat rate of $5, which will give a total of $35. Now if I go over to change address, I'll drop down the arrow under Greater Accra, and I'm going to choose Northern. Going down, I update, and you see that I now have a free shipping. So I will show you how you can set free shipping for a particular location, and I'll also be showing you how you can set a flat rate fee for some selected locations. From here, I can decide to increase the quantity of the product, and I'll go ahead and update the cart. If I have a coupon code, I'll just go ahead and add it here. So if I scroll up, you see that there's a coupon code here which will give me 25% discount. So I'll go ahead and enter that. Then I click on apply coupon. And you see that the coupon has been applied, which has given me $30 discount. And now my total is $90. I can proceed to checkout. In here, I'll go ahead and fill in my billing details. Then going down, I choose my payment method. I also go ahead and accept the terms and conditions. Then I place the order. Thank you, your order has been received. And here's my order number, the email address I've used, my payment method which is cash on delivery, the date of the order, and then the total amount. Going down, here you see the details of the product, and finally my billing details. Going up, if I go ahead and copy the order number, then I scroll down to the bottom and click on track orders. From here, I enter in my order number, then I go ahead and enter in my billing email. That is the email address I used when I was making the order. So I enter it in here. Then I go ahead and click on track. And you see that order number, this was placed on September 7, 2023 and is currently processing. So as an administrator, if I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on WooCommerce, click on orders. I have the order here which is processing. I'll just go ahead and click on it. Now under status, if I change it from processing to on hold, then I click on update and I go back to the tracking page. I go ahead and refresh, resend. Now you see that it will change from processing to on hold. Similarly, if I go to the order page, then I change the status from on hold to completed. Then I go ahead and update. If I go back to the tracking page and refresh, resend, you see that my order is now set to completed. Awesome. And with this, the administrator will receive an email with regards to the order, and the client will also receive an email with regards to the order. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable website in order to start generating sales with. To create this e-commerce store, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. So if you like what you have seen so far and you want to get started with it, buckle up and let's get started with the step-by-step tutorial. Hello guys, this is Swadik here at Dikupages Web, where I do web tutorials just like this one. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. That said, let's jump into the video. To make any kind of website, you need to get a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. For instance, your businessname.com, google.com, or facebook.com. Mine is dikupages.com. So if users want to find my website, all what they need to do is enter my domain name in their web browsers. So if you also want your website to be found on the internet, you need to get a domain name. After getting your domain name, the next thing you need to get is a web hosting. A web hosting is a server where all the resources of our website will be stored so that users of our website will have access to them wherever they are. Now to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting, go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/Asura. Hit enter, and this brings me to Asura Hosting. With Asura Hosting, you get affordable web hosting services where you'll be provided with 99.9% uptime, NVMe SSD storage, free SSL certificate, and many more. So from here, I click on web hosting. Going down, these are the various packages you get with Asura Hosting. And choosing any of these plans will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. If you are just starting out, you can go ahead and use the starter plan, and you can always upgrade later on. So for this website, I'm going to go ahead and use the starter plan. So I scroll down and click on order now. Under choose a domain, you can register a new domain or transfer your domain from another registrar. That is, if you already have a domain registered somewhere, you can transfer it to Asura Hosting, or you can use your existing domain and update your name servers. For now, I'm going to go ahead and register a new domain. So I select register a new domain. Under search domain, I search for the domain I want to register. Take note, this domain name you are going to register now should be unique to you. If a particular domain is already registered, you cannot register it for the second time. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I enter Dikupages, which is my website, and I'll leave the extension as .com, and I click on check. You see that dikupages.com is unavailable simply because this particular domain is already registered. So you need to choose a custom domain name for your business. So what I do is I get rid of this and I go ahead and enter the domain I want to register. Dikupages Web. Next is domain extension. I drop down the arrow and choose from this list any domain extension I want to use. I would recommend you use .com if you are creating a business website. So I choose .com. Now I go ahead and click on check. Alright, dikupagesweb.com is available and I can register it for $9.99. I click on continue. In here are the various features I'll get under the starter plan, which is $12 per year. Going down, I can choose a billing cycle. At the moment, annually is selected. I can choose 2 years or 3 years. If you choose 2 or 3 years, you save 16%, but I want to use annually for now. Going down, I don't want to use any of these services. I click on continue. With Asura hosting, you get free DNS management, so I select it. I'm not going to choose IP protection. However, if you want to protect your ID, you can go ahead and choose this so that you pay $3.99 per year. I don't want to make extra payment. I'll also choose free email forwarding, and I go ahead and click on continue. So now the starter plan is $12 per year, and the domain registration is $9.99 per year, which gives a total of $21.99 per year. Going down, you can go ahead and choose the currency you want to use. I'll leave it at USD. If you have a promo code, you can enter it in here. I don't have any. If you already have an account with Asura Hosting, you can use existing customer login. At the moment, I don't have, so I select create a new account, and in here, I go ahead and enter my personal information, billing address, and then my password. Going down to payment method, in here, you can go ahead and choose the particular payment method you want to use. You can either pay with PayPal, direct credit or debit card, or Bitcoin. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use direct credit or debit card, and in here, I enter my card number, expiry date, and then CVV number. So I'll go ahead and enter all these details and click on checkout and meet you on the next page. Alright, I've made the payment and it has redirected me to my client area, and this is the domain we've just registered. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check my email, since Asura Hosting will be sending me my login details to my email. Now Asura Hosting will be sending you a bunch of messages, and you should be looking for Asura hosting account information. This is the email where you find the login details to your cPanel account. So going down to control panel login information, I have my account username, account password, and then server login URL. So all what I need to do is go ahead and open this in a new tab. So I highlight it, right click, open link in a new tab. Next, I copy the username. Then I go ahead and paste it in here. I go back. Then I grab the password. Then I go ahead and paste it in here. Then I click on sign in. And this brings us to our direct admin cPanel. And that's it on how you can get a domain name and a web hosting from Asura Hosting. Now that we've gotten our domain name and web hosting, the next thing we want to do is create a professional email address for our online store. If you are going to be running an online store, you don't want to use free email services. You will need to have an email coming from your domain name, and I'll show you how you can do that right now. So to create our email, just hover on this 4 dots icon right here, then you click on Email Manager. From here, click on Email Accounts. And right here, you see a list of all the email addresses you have on your web hosting. So to create a new one, just go ahead and click on Create Account. And the first field is username. This is where you want to enter the username of your email address. So you can choose to use info@yourdomainname.com, admin@yourdomainname.com, support@yourdomainname.com, whichever username you want to use. The choice is yours. For this demonstration, I'll use admin, and then I already have the @mydomainname.com, so you don't need to add that. Next is password field. This is where you want to choose a password for your email address. So I enter in my password. Next, you can set an email quota for your email address. At the moment, it is set to 50 megabytes. You can also check this box to choose maximum. For this demonstration, I'm going to make it 100 megabytes. Then I go ahead and click on Create Account. And my account is created successfully. I exit out of here. From here, you can click on this arrow icon, which will open in a new tab, and it will take you to your email inbox. At the moment, you see that the inbox is empty, and this interface is literally similar to any email services out there. I'll exit out of here for now, and I'll go back to my dashboard. And that's it on how you can create a professional email address for your online store. Now that we have created our professional email address, the next thing we want to do is install WordPress onto our website. To do that, we go over to this search button right here, Then we search for software clause. I have it right here, software clause auto installer. I click on it, and from here you will see WordPress. Just go ahead and click on install. Under choose installation URL, you need to make sure that HTTPS is selected, since Asura Hosting will be giving you free SSL certificate. Next is choose domain. Here you see the domain you have registered. For this demonstration, I'm going to use a subdomain, and I'm going to go ahead and choose this. In directory, you don't want to put anything there, so you make sure you remove WP. Going down under site settings, we have site name as well as site description. And this is where you enter the name of your website and then the description. I'm not going to do that here. Instead, I will show you how you can change this after you have finished installing WordPress. Next, we have admin account. This is where you enter your admin username, admin password, as well as admin email address. And take note, these are the details you will always use to log into your WordPress website in order to edit it. So I'll go ahead and choose my details. Alright, I've entered my details, and you see that I've used the professional email address we created. Going down, we click on install, and WordPress will install in some few seconds, depending upon how fast your internet connection is. Alright, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. From here, you will see your domain name as well as the administrative URL. Now if I click on the domain name, it will take me to the front end of my website. And then if I click on the administrative URL, it will take me to the back end of my website. Going to the back end will mean that I've already logged in onto my website. I'll go ahead and click on the main URL, and then from there I will show you how you can log into your WordPress website. So I click on it, which will open in a new tab. And now I am on the front end of my website. And that's it on how we install WordPress onto our website. Next, let's go ahead and log into our website. To do that, I go over to my address bar, then I click after the .com, enter /, then wp-admin. So this is the URL you use, that is your domain name .com /wp-admin. Then you go ahead and hit enter, and it will take you to the login page of your website. Here I enter my username as well as password. Remember, these are the details you selected when you were installing WordPress. So I enter mine here, hit enter, and it will take me to the back end of my WordPress website. I exit from here. So take note, this is the back end. This is where you always come in order to edit your website. Now if I go to the name of my website right here, right click, open link in a new tab. This is the front end. This is what users will see when they enter your domain name into their web browsers. Now that we have successfully logged into our website, next let's go ahead and do some cleaning up and also setting up our website. You see that on the dashboard here, I have a whole lot of widgets. I want to keep a clean dashboard. So I go to screen options, then I go ahead and unselect all these. You see that everything is gone. Awesome. Next, I go over to posts. When you finish installing WordPress, you'll be given this hello world post. We don't need that. So I click on trash. I can go over to the trash. Then I empty the trash. Next, we go over to pages. We have these two pages which we don't need. I select them up from here. I go to bulk actions, move to trash, apply. I can go to the trash, then I empty the trash. Next, we go over to appearance. Take note, appearance is where you can choose a theme for your website, and a theme is basically the design and layout of your website. Now if I go to the front end of my website, at the moment this is the design and layout of my website. So going back, at the moment I'm using 2023 theme. If I choose 2022, I just hover on it, then I click on activate. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will now see the new look and feel of my website. Going back, since I'm using only this theme, it means that I don't need the rest of these themes. So I just go ahead and click on theme details, delete, OK. Theme details, delete, OK. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we will need an existing theme to work with. Next, I go over to plugins. We see that we have these two plugins which are not even active. I select them up, then I go over to bulk actions, delete, apply, OK, and they are gone. Next, I hover on settings, then I click on general. Remember I said I'll be showing you how you can change the name of your website as well as the site description. Well, this is where we can do that. You see that we have site title. At the moment, it is set to my blog. I'm going to enter sneaker shop. So that is the name of my website. Upon entering it, you see the new name here. Next, we have tagline, and I'll enter quality sneakers for all. The next field we have is WordPress address as well as site address. Here you need to make sure that you have the HTTPS here so that you will have a secure website. Next is administrative email address. This is the email address we created for our online store, and that is the same email address we use when we were setting up WordPress or when we were installing WordPress. Next, we have membership. Here it is important you enable anyone can register, since you want your customers to be able to create accounts on your e-commerce website in order to make their orders. So I enable it. Going down, you can also set your date format as well as time format. For the date format, I leave the default. The time format, I'm going to go ahead and select this. Then I click on Save Changes. Next, I go over to permalinks. This is where you want to change your permalink structure from day and name to post name so that you always have clean URLs on your website. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will now see the new name of my website. I can exit out of here for now, and we are done with the cleaning up and also setting up our WordPress website. So that's it on how we install WordPress on our website and also do some basic setup. Next, let's go ahead and install a theme for our website. Take note, a theme is the design and layout of your website. Now if I go to the front end of my website and I click on the name, open link in a new tab. At the moment, this is the look and feel of my website, which is very plain and boring, and we don't want that. So that is the best reason why we need a theme that will make our website beautiful, just like this one right here. Now I go to the back end of my website. To install a theme, I hover on appearance, then I click on themes. From here, I click on add new. Right here, you see a bunch of themes you can use on your website. Unfortunately, we cannot use all these themes at once. For that, we will need to use a single theme. To do that, I go over to search themes, then I search for Blocksy. I have Blocksy right here. Just hover on it, then click on install. It is installed. I click on activate. Now we have our new theme installed and activated. If I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will now see the new look and feel of my website, which is still plain and boring. Going back, now that we have installed our theme, it means that we don't need this theme anymore. So I go ahead and delete it. Awesome. Now, after installing the Blocksy theme, on top right here, you see this notification. Thanks for installing Blocksy, you rock. We strongly recommend you to activate the Blocksy Companion plugin. This way you will have access to custom extensions, demo templates, and many other awesome features. So with the Blocksy Companion, you will be able to extend the functionality of the Blocksy theme. So we go ahead and click on Install Blocksy Companion. And now it is installing and activating. It is successfully installed, and after installing it, it will take you to the Blocksy dashboard. Next thing we want to do is go over to starter size, and this is where you can choose a design and layout for your website. These are pre-made templates you can easily import onto your website and customize it to fit your brand. For this tutorial, we are going to use this very one, that is garderobe. So to import this template, we click on import. From here, we click on next, and we'll be given the opportunity to choose our preferred page builder, where we have Gutenberg and Elementor. For this tutorial, I'll use Elementor, and I click on next. From here, we'll be required to install these 3 plugins. The first one is Elementor, that is the drag and drop page builder we'll be using to design the pages of our website. Next one is WooCommerce, and that is the plugin we'll be using to add products onto our online store. And finally, we have WP Forms, that is the plugin we'll be using in order to add contact forms onto our website. And you see that all is selected. I click on next, and we'll need to import all these, that is options, widgets, and content. I click on install, and the installation is started. You patiently have to wait for it to finish installing. I'll go ahead and pause the video and get back to you when the installation is done. Alright, the template is installed successfully. From here, I can start to customize my website or view my website. Or I can simply go to the front end, which I already opened in a new tab. I click on refresh, and you see the new look and feel of my website. Perfect. So that's it on how we install a theme and also import a demo website. Now let's create some pages for our website. At the moment, we already have some pages, as you can see on the menu, and we will go ahead and add some additional pages. If you are going to run an online store, you will need to have pages like the privacy policy, terms and conditions, as well as refund policy pages. So let's see how we can create these various pages. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I go over to pages. At the moment, these are the various pages we have on our website. We have 11 in total, but only 9 are active. So if we look through, we don't need some of these pages. For instance, privacy policy, you see that is a draft, and the refund and returns is also a draft page. So we don't need them. We don't also need services page. Since we are not going to be offering any services, we are only going to run an online store. So I'll go ahead and select them up. Then I click on bulk actions, move to trash, apply. And we are left with 8 pages. Now let's add our new pages. To do that, I click on add new. I exit out of here. We are saying this because we are trying to create a page for the first time. You see that here we don't have the WordPress side menu. Let me display it. I can do that by going to the 3 dots icon right here, and I click on full screen mode, and you see it. Awesome. So the first page I create is privacy policy, and this is where I enter the content of my privacy policy page. So with this, you can go to other e-commerce platforms and take inspirations from them. You don't just have to go ahead and copy from them. Just look at what they have and put 2 or 3 things together in order to get your own privacy policy page. If you have a good budget, you can hire an attorney to do this for you. For now, let's keep it as empty. Then we click on publish and publish again. It is published. Let's add our second page by clicking on add new. I call this one terms and conditions. I click on publish and publish again. It is published. I click on add new. This one I call it refund policy. So you need to let your customers know if you offer refunds or not, so that they will know what they are up against before they make orders from your website. I publish it. Finally, let's create the last page. So I click on add new, and I'm going to create the order tracking page. And for us to be able to make our order tracking page work, we need to get a shortcode from WooCommerce. To do that, I open a new tab, then I enter WooCommerce shortcodes. I have it right here. Just click on it. Then you go ahead and click on the very first link. Now if I scroll down, Right here I have order tracking form, and this is the short code we are going to use. I just highlight it, right click, copy, then I exit from here. Going back to the page, I click on the plus icon right here, then I search for short code. I have it here, click on it to insert the widget. From here I right click, click on paste. All is set. I click on publish and publish again. I can view the page from here, right click, open link in a new tab, and you see that I have my order tracking page where customers can enter their order ID and then their billing email in order to track their orders. I exit from here, and that's it on how we add pages onto our website. The next thing we want to do is customize our website. This is where we can work on the header as well as the footer of our website. And to do that, you need to make sure that you are on the front end of your website. Then you go ahead and click on customize. The first thing I want to do here is add a shortcut icon for my website. Now if I go to my demo website, you see that I have a shortcut icon right here. Having a shortcut icon for your website will make it more professional. So I go back to the theme customizer, going down, I click on site identity, and this is where I add my site icon. It is recommended that the dimension should be 512 by 512 pixels. I click on select site icon. If you already have it in your media library, you can come in here and select it. I don't have it, so I go to upload files, select files. From here, you go to the location of your file. I have mine right here. I select it up. Take note, I'll make all these images I'll be using on the website available for download, so you can download it if you want to follow along. Upon selecting my icon, I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select. I skip cropping, and I have it right here as well as here. Awesome. The next thing we want to do is choose colors for our website. So I go back, then I scroll up. Here I click on colors. At the moment, this is the color palette we are using. So if I scroll down a bit, you see these red colors right here. So what I do is I drop down the arrow here, and you see that we are using color palette 3 at the moment. If I choose color palette 1, you see that the change has run through the entire website. Awesome. I can also drop down the arrow. Let's see a different one, maybe this, and you see the color has changed entirely. Now upon choosing a particular color, you can also decide to change individual colors on your color palette. So if I click on color 1, I can choose whichever color I want from here. You see that. You can decide to make your color more darker from here, as you can see. If you want a completely black color, you can drag it to this end. If you also know the color code of the particular color you want, this is where you want to enter that. Going back to my color palette, I drop down the arrow, and for this demonstration, I'm going to use color palette 2. Next thing I want to do is change the font for my website, that is the typography. To do that, I go back, then I click on typography. The first one I have here is base font. I just click on system default. Then in here, I search for the particular font I want to use. And I'm going to use Nunito. I have it right here. I select it. Sometimes you may have this notification which says, looks like you've picked a Google font. I'll go ahead and click on I understand, then I continue. And you notice that my font has changed here. So that is the base font. If I go back to heading 1, at the moment it is using IBM Plex Mono. I just click on it. Inside the search box, I type in Nunito. I click on it. At the moment, I don't have any heading 1 text on my page, but I will choose it anyway. I exit from here. Next, I have heading 2. And this particular heading here is heading 2. So let's see how it will take effect upon changing it. So I select it from here, search for Nunito. I click on it and you see that it has changed. So any heading 2 text I have on my page will now be changed to this particular font style. Similarly, I'll go ahead and change the rest of them to Nunito. Alright, I've changed all the typography to Nunito. Next, let's start customizing our header. To do that, I click on back, then I click on header from here, and it will activate the header customizer. I'll start from the top. This text right here, I will need it for something else later on in the tutorial. This is where I want to display my coupon code, as we have on our demo website right here. So what I do for now is work on the social icons. On the demo website, there are 3. If I come back here, there are about 5. So to customize it, I just hover on it, then I click on this blue icon, or I can click on it from here. And this is where we can take off what we don't need and add what we want. I don't need phone as well as email. I have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Maybe I want to add LinkedIn. I drop down the arrow from here and I search for LinkedIn. It is here, I select it, then add. Now I have 4 icons. I really need 3, so I go ahead and take this off. I just do that to show you how you can add social icons. And you want to make sure that open links in new tab is enabled so that your visitors will not leave your website when they try to go to your social platforms. Next, let's customize the main header. This is where we can change our logo, customize the menu, as well as the rest of the icons. So first of all, I change the logo by clicking on it from here, or I can just hover on the logo right here and click on the blue icon here. Either way, it will take me to the same place. You see that I have the logo here. I just click on the pencil icon. I go over to upload files, select files. I have my logo right here. I select it, then I click on open. It is added. I click on select, and you see it's right here. Meanwhile, it's too small, so I go ahead and change the logo height from 35 to 55, and it's looking better now. For now, I'll skip the menu since I don't have all the menu items I want to be adding. Next, let's customize the search icon. So I can click on it from here. Going down, I want users to be able to see the prices of my products when they search for them. So I enable this. And I make sure that the search criteria is set to products. I only want users to search for only products. And that is all what we want to do here. Next thing we want to do is deal with the height of our header. At the moment, the height is more than what I want. Upon hovering on it, I click on main arrow. Upon hovering on the header, I click on main row. At the moment, the height is set to 120. I want to make it 100 pixels. And I also want to enable sticky state row shrink, so that if I'm scrolling, I will have a different height, and I will leave it at 70. At the moment, I don't have a sticky header, so let's enable that. To do that, I go back, then I click on headers. I drop down the arrow under global header, and this is where I enable sticky functionality. And here you see 6 different styles. The first one is selected, that is only main row. So if I try to scroll, only the main row will be sticky. Let's see that in action. Can you see that? And you also notice that the header has been shrinked upon scroll. Now if I select the second one, which is top and main row, if I try to scroll now, the top row and the second row will be sticky. However, the top row upon sticky is having a different color. Let me change it to the dark color so that we'll see it in action. I click on it, then I go over to design. The sticky state, you see that it's set to white. I just go ahead and choose one of the dark colors and you see it. So if I scroll, the 2 rows will be sticky. I'll go back to main row, then I go back, I go to global header. For this demonstration, I'll use only main row. Now we have seen our header in desktop mode. Let's see it in tablet mode as well as mobile mode. Now you see that in tablet mode, the logo is small. Let's customize it by clicking on it from here. For tablet, I'll make it 50. and mobile, I'll make it 50 as well. Now if I go to the hamburger menu here, you see our menu links, some text, a button, as well as social icons. I don't need all these. I only need the menu, and this is where I can take everything off. So I exit socials, the button, and then the HTML text. Everything is gone except our menu. Awesome. I take it off. Now I can go back to desktop mode. And we are done with the customization of our header. Next, let's customize the footer. So I go back, then I go ahead and click on footer, which will enable the footer customizer. Scrolling down, at the moment, this is how our footer looks like. Let's see how we can change it to look like this. So the first thing I want to do is take off this logo. I don't need it there, and this is where we can exit it just by clicking on the X icon here, and it's gone. Next, I'll take the copyright text and drop it here so that we'll make use of the top row and then the middle row. Now let's decrease the height of our footer. So first of all, the top one, I click on it, then I go down to row vertical spacing. At the moment it is set to 100 pixels. I'll make it 45. You see the height has been reduced. Similarly, I do the same thing to the copyright row, which is the middle row. I click on it. Then the row vertical spacing is set to 50 pixels. I change it to 20 pixels. And it's looking better now. Now let's start entering the content of our footer. And the first one we have here is widget area 1. I select it from here. I'll take off the whole of this text. I'll just highlight it. I press backspace, and I'm going to enter some about content for my website. I'll go to the demo website. I'll just grab it from here. Going back, I paste. Next, I'll take off this title. I don't need that. Let me exit this. I'll click aside, and it's right here. I select it. I go to these 3 dots. I click on delete. And I'm going to go ahead and add my logo. Going back, click on the plus icon right here. That is add. Then search for image. I have it right here. I select it. Then I click on media library. I already have my logo here. I select it. Then I click on select. I don't want it at the bottom. It is still selected. I click on the up arrow here to move it up. I'll reduce the size from here. And we are done with the widget. With the rest of the 3 widgets, we need to create menus for them. So we go back, scrolling down, we click on menus. At the moment, we have only main menu, which is this one. For now, we leave it as it is. We are only going to create new menus for our footer. So I click on create new menu. And the first one, I'll call it about or about us. I click on next. Then I go ahead and add items to the menu. And I will need home, news. Going down, I need contact, about us. Let's check our demo website. I think we have 4 links. And I have them here. I'll be showing you how we can change news to blog later on. I'll rearrange them. I'll pick about us and drop it under home. Then I have news and contacts. Awesome. Going back, let's create our second menu. I click on create menu, and I'm going to create the account menu. The menu name, I just call it account. Then I click on next. I click on add items. I need my account, checkout, cart, and track orders. So going back, I have order tracking, my account, checkout, and cart. I'll rearrange them. My account will be on top, and then order tracking will be at the bottom. My account, the A here, I want to change it to capital letter. Then I go ahead and change it to a capital letter. I click back on it to collapse it. Order tracking, I'll change it to track orders. Awesome. And finally, I'll create the legal menu. So going back, I click on back, I add new menu. I will just call it legal. Click on next, add items. From here, I'll add refund policy, terms and conditions, as well as privacy policy. I'll rearrange them. Privacy policy will be on top, followed by terms and conditions. Always make sure you click on publish to update your changes. Now let's go ahead and switch the respective widgets. For now, what you are seeing here, they are not links. They don't really point to any pages. So what I can do is just hover on any of them, then you click on edit to enable the footer customizer. From here, I select the title, account. I go ahead and delete it from here. I select these links by clicking aside it, then go to the three dots, click on delete. Let's add the actual menu by clicking on the plus icon here. Then we search for navigation. I have navigation menu here, select it. The title I enter about us. I drop down the arrow and the select menu. Then I select about us and you see it right there. Next, I go to widget area 3. I take off what we are having here. I select this title, delete it from here, and then the links, I select it, then I delete it from here. I add the new one by clicking on the plus icon. I enter navigation. I have navigation menu widget here, select it, then the title is going to be accounts. I drop down the arrow, then I choose accounts, and you see it right here. Finally, I click on area widget 4. I take off all these. I select the title, delete it from here, and then the text, I delete it from here, and the last one, perfect. I go to plus icon, search for navigation, click on it from here. The title is going to be legal. I drop down the arrow, then I choose legal. Don't worry, it will show. Finally, let's go ahead and customize the copyright section. So I click on it from here. I don't want WordPress theme by Creative Themes, so I take everything off. Then I enter the name of my website. I can also add pipe character. Then I add made by Dikupages web. I can link it to my website by selecting it, click on the link icon, then I enter my web address. Click on apply. Maybe you want to open it in a new tab. When you just click on it, I go to the gear icon, I select open link in a new tab, then I click on update. I don't know why this is not showing yet. Let's go back there and confirm. Okay, it's not selected. I select legal. Let's click aside to see it in action. Perfect. Next thing I want to do is add a scroll to top icon. So I go back, then I click on general. Right here I have scroll to top. It is not enabled, I enable it. And you see it right here. Now we are done with the main customization of our website, and we'll be coming back later on to perform some additional customizations. For now, this is all what we want to do. I go ahead and click on publish to save my work. It is saved. I exit from here by clicking on the X icon here. Now we have our logo, our sticky header. Going down, we have our footer intact. Users can also click on the icon here to take them to the very top when they scroll to the bottom part of my website. So that's it on how we customize our website, more especially the header and the footer. The next thing we want to do is set up WooCommerce. so that we get the full functionality of the plugin. To do that, we go to the backend of our website, then we hover on WooCommerce, click on Settings. Here I enter the address of my website. I have it right here. Next I enter city, which is here. Country is going to be Ghana. I search for it. I can also narrow down by choosing my region, which is Northern. Going down, I can add my zip code 00233. Next is general options, and this is where you want to select your selling locations. At the moment it is set to sell to all countries, so if you want to sell to all countries, you leave it as it is. For this demonstration, I want to sell to specific countries, so I select this, and I want to sell to only Ghana, so I search for Ghana. It is here. I click on it to add it, and I want to ship to all countries I sell to, which is at the moment set to Ghana. Going down, I enable tax rates and calculations. At the moment, if I go up, you don't see tax in here. Upon enabling it, you will now see it there after we have saved our changes. Next, I want to set my currency to Ghana cedis, and this is where I change that. So I search for Ghana, and I have it right here. All is set. I click on Save Changes, and now you see tax right here. Next, let's go over to products, and here you need to make sure that the shop page is set to products. Next, we have inventory. Since you'll be dealing with physical products, you need to make sure that enable stock management is tick marked. Next thing you want to work with is low stock threshold. How many items do you want to have for a particular product so that you'll be sent a notification that your product is about to finish. So when a particular product is left with 2, I'll get a notification into my inbox telling me that I need to replenish inventory. Maybe I can make it 10 instead of 2. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Now I think this is all what we want to do under products. Let's go over to tax. Here I want to enable yes. I will enter prices inclusive of tax. I don't want to enter tax separately. Sometimes when people try to make orders from websites, upon adding the product to the cart, finally they realize that some additional amount is going to be added to their cart total. They wouldn't want that. So whatever price I'm going to be entering for my products, I will just box in the tax component. So I enable this. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Next, I go over to shipping. At the moment, I don't have any shipping zones. So what I do is I add shipping zone from here. Since I want to be selling in Ghana only, I want to set 2 different shipping zones. And the first one I'm going to set is the location where I'm coming from. In Ghana here, our main locations are being set to regions, where we have 16 regions. And the region where I'm coming from is Northern. So I want to make sure that all the deliveries I'll be doing in Northern here will be free. Wherever you are, apart from Northern region, delivery will attract a fee, or shipping will attract a fee. So the first one is going to be Northern region. I have it here. I'll just select it. And then the zone region, I make sure Northern is selected. It is right here. I select it. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Now I've added my shipping zone. Next thing I want to do is add a shipping method. So I click on Add Shipping Method. I drop down the arrow here. Then I select free shipping. Take note, whoever is making an order from Northern region will benefit from free shipping. So I click on Add Shipping Method. Next, I'll go back to shipping zones. So apart from Northern region, the rest of the regions will attract shipping fee. So I'll go to locations not covered by your other zones. I click on Manage Shipping Methods. I add shipping method, and the first one is going to be a flat rate. I click on Add Shipping Method. Let's edit it to enter the amount. Shipping is not going to be taxable, so I choose none. You can choose whichever one you want depending upon your store requirements. For this demonstration, I'll leave it as none. And the flat rate for shipping is going to be 10 Ghana cedis. I click on Save Changes. Next, I'm going to add another shipping method for the other locations. So I click on Add. This time around, I'm going to choose free shipping. Then I'll go ahead and click on Add Shipping Method. Remember, I already set free shipping for Northern region. However, I'm adding another free shipping for the other locations. But it's not going to be absolutely free. It will only be free when they buy up to a certain amount. So I click on Edit under Free Shipping. I drop down the arrow here and I'm going to choose a minimum order amount. And I'll set it to a particular amount which customers will buy in order to benefit from the free shipping. For this, I'll set it to 100 Ghana cedis. Then I click on Save Changes. And now we are done with shipping. Now I've added a single product to the cart. As you can see, the quantity is 1 and then the shipping is set to 10 Ghana cedis for the Greater Accra location. Now what if the customer wants to buy more than one product? Let's say I want to increase the quantity to 3, then I update the cart. You notice that the shipping rate is still set to 10 Ghana cedis. So what this means is that it doesn't really matter how many quantity the customer will be buying. Even if they want to order 100 pieces, the shipping rate will still be 10 Ghana cedis, and we don't want that. So if I go back to WooCommerce settings, take note this is not going to affect free shipping. It's only going to affect flat rate. So I edit it. At the moment, the cost is set to 10 Ghana cedis. So what I do is I click in here, then I provide space, add asterisk, which stands for multiplication sign, another space, then I enter opening square brackets and also close it up. Now inside this square brackets, I enter QTY, which stands for quantity. Then I go ahead and save the changes. Now if I go back to the cart page and refresh the page, you now see that the shipping is set to 30 Ghana cedis. So if I increase the quantity to maybe 5 and update the cart, it is set to 50 Ghana cedis. Even though the client will be entitled to free shipping depending upon the amount. But I just want you to see how it will take effect. So this is very important when it comes to shipping. Next, let's go over to payments. This is where you want to add your payment gateways onto your online store. You can add manual payment gateways like direct bank transfer, check payments, or cash on delivery. You can also add automated payment gateways depending upon your location. For this demonstration, I'm going to use direct bank transfer and then cash on delivery. So I'll go ahead and enable the two. Then I click on Save Changes. Now cash on delivery is okay. You don't need to manage it. It's just straightforward. Let's go ahead and manage direct bank transfer. So we click on Manage. And this is where you enter the title, some description, as well as instructions. Going down here, you go ahead and add your account details. So I click in here. I'll enter my account name, Sneaker Shop, account number. I'll just enter some random numbers. Bank name is going to be BBA Bank. Sort code, I just enter some random numbers. We don't really use sort code in Ghana here. If you use IBAN number, you enter it in here. And finally, you go ahead and enter your SWIFT code. So the SWIFT code for this one will be BBA GACA 0011. All is set. I click on Save Changes. And now we have enabled our payment methods. So with this, users of our website will be able to pay to us using the direct bank transfer as well as cash on delivery. Next, we go over to accounts and privacy. First of all, we have guest checkout. Here, you can allow customers to place orders without creating an account on your website. You can also allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. Enabling any of this will depend upon your store requirements. For this, I'll enable this, and I always want users to create accounts when they are checking out. So I'll disable the first one, that is allow customers to place orders without an account. Under account creation, I want to allow customers to create an account during checkout. So I select this. Next, I'll allow customers to create an account on the My Account page. I'll select this as well. However, I don't want them to automatically generate usernames, so I untick this. I also want them to choose their password during the order, so I go ahead and untick this. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Next, I go over to Emails. In here, under recipient address, you need to make sure that you have your professional email address. That is for new order, cancelled order, as well as failed order. So we don't really do anything here. Going down, here you need to make sure that the name of your website is set for from name, then the email address is set to your professional email. All is set. Going down, I click on Save Changes. Next, we go over to Advanced. We don't do anything under Integration. And here you need to make sure that the cart page is set to cart, checkout page is set to checkout, My Account page is set to My Account, and finally Terms and Conditions. We drop down the arrow, then we search for our Terms and Conditions page. It is right here. I select it. With this, users will be able to accept your terms and conditions when they are checking out. Going down, I click on Save Changes. And now we are done with the necessary setting up of WooCommerce. Now that we are done setting up WooCommerce, next let's talk about products. Before we start adding products onto our online store, we need to first of all make sure that we categorize our products. By categorizing our products, it means that we want to create categories for our products. To do that, I hover on Products, then I click on Categories. If we go over to our demo website, you see that on the menu, we have products, men, women, and kids. So men, women, and kids are the categories we have on our shop. If I go over to products, that is the main shop page. On the sidebar, you see that we have categories, and these are the various categories. For now, we have 4 categories, but on the menu, we have only 3. So going back, first of all, we are going to go ahead and delete these dummy categories. We don't need them. So I select all by clicking on the checkbox here, bulk actions, delete, apply. Unfortunately, we cannot delete and categorize. This is a default product category on WordPress. But what I usually do is rename it to a particular category I want to be using on my website. And I'll go ahead and change it to deals. So I just click on Quick Edit. I take this off, then I enter deals. The slag, I just take it off, then I go ahead and update category, and the slag will be added by default. Next, let's go ahead and add the rest of our categories. So the first one is going to be men. Going down, click on Add New Category. I scroll up again, then the next one will be women. You can just go ahead and hit enter upon entering the name. You see it right here. And finally, we have kids. Hit enter. And we have all our categories. Perfect. So that's it on how we add categories onto our website. The next thing we want to do after adding our categories is go ahead and add attributes onto our website. Now, if we go over to the demo website, going down, you see that we have brand, color, as well as size. So these are the various attributes I have on my website. So let's see how we can add them up. So going back to the back end, we go over to attributes. At the moment, you see that we don't have any attributes yet. But before we start adding our attributes, first of all, let's install a plugin. And this plugin we are going to install will give our clients the opportunity to be able to see visual colors as well as buttons for our attributes. Now, if I go to the demo website, then I choose this particular product. Right here, you see that I have different colors as well as sizes. And you see that the sizes are in button form. To be able to get this, we need to install a plugin. So going back to the back end of my website, I hover on plugins, click on add new. I'll open it in a new tab. And I'm going to go ahead and search for swatches. And this is the very one I'm going to use, that is variation swatches for WooCommerce by Catflows. I click on install now. It is installed. I activate. The plugin is installed and activated successfully. I exit from here. Now if I refresh the page, you see that I have some other features. So now let's start adding our attributes. And the first one I want to add is brand. So I enter brand and I'll go ahead and enable it for archives so that it will give me the opportunity to be able to see it like this. So going back, I scroll down, then I click on add attribute. For the brand attribute, we are not going to change the type as well as the shape, simply because we are not going to display it on the single product pages. Next, we have color. So I enter in color. I'll enable it for archives. Going down, under variation swatches, I drop down the arrow under select and I'll choose color. Take note, you can either use label, color or image. For this, I choose color since we are adding a color attribute. The shape, I want it to be rounded corner. You can change the size if you want. At the moment, it is set to 24 pixels. I leave it as it is. Then I click on add attribute. Lastly, I add the size attribute. So I enter in size. I enable it for archives. The type is going to be label. And then the shape, I'll set it to rounded corner. Then I go ahead and add attribute. Now that we have finished adding our attributes, next let's go ahead and configure the themes. So first of all, we go over to brand. So I click on configure themes. Let's go to our demo website and see the various brands we have. We have Nike, Puma, Bandini, Converse and Adidas. So let's add them up. Nike, I click on add new brand. Adidas, I can just hit enter to add it. Bandini, hit enter. Puma, hit enter. And finally Converse, hit enter. And I have all my brands. If you want, you can rearrange it maybe in alphabetical order. So Adidas will be on top. So I pick it from here and drag to the top like this, followed by Bandini. Then Converse will follow and finally Nike. Perfect. Now let's go back to attributes. We are done with the brand. It should be noted that you can add as many brands as you want. So next, let's deal with color. I'll add black. Going down, I choose the color black from here. You can just select this, then I click on add new color. And you see that I have the black color in preview and then the text itself. I add white. Then I set my white color from here. This is white. I go ahead and click on add new color. And you see it right here. So similarly, I'll go ahead and add the rest of the colors and get back to you. Alright, I've added all my colors as you can see. Next, I go back to attributes again. and I'll go ahead and configure size. So I click on configure items. The first one I have is small. I'll just go ahead and enter the first letters. However, if you want, you can type them in full depending upon what you want. I click on add new. The next one will be medium. I can just hit enter to add it. I have large, enter, that is L, extra large, XL, and finally I have XXL, extra large. I can rearrange them. So first I want small to be on top, followed by medium, and then large, finally extra large. So I have small, medium, large, extra large, and then extra large. Perfect. So that's it on how we add attributes onto our website. Now it's time to add products onto our e-commerce website. But before we do that, I want to take off all the dummy products. So to do that, I go to the backend, then I go over to all products, under products. We have all the products here. There are 9. I select all, then I go to bulk actions, move to trash, apply. They are deleted. So now if I go to the front end and refresh, you see that everything is gone. Going down, under popular is empty, and finally the sales section is also empty. If I go to all products, you see that it's also empty. Now let's add our first product. It should be noted that for an online store like this, there are 2 kinds of products you always add onto it. And the first one is a simple product where users can buy it just the way it is. And the second one is variable product where users can buy based on color, size, or whatever attributes you'll be setting on your website. First of all, we are going to look at how we add a simple product. To do that, we go to the backend, then we can click on add new from here, or we can click on add new from here. Either way, they will all take you to the same place. This is where I enter the name of my product. What I can do is I can go to the images of my products, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the name from here. Going back, I just paste it in. Next, I enter product description. Take note, we have 2 of them. This is the main product description, and then going down, we have the product short description. So I enter the main description. I'll just enter this dummy content, and what I can do is I'll copy a smaller part of it, then I paste it under product short description, so that when we get here, we wouldn't bother ourselves again. Going up, next we go to product data. At the moment we see simple product, and we'll leave it as it is. Let's set a price for our product. First, we have regular price, and this is the price we sell our product for. I'll enter 85. You can also set a sale price, and this is the discounted amount you sell your product at. Let's say I want to sell it at 35 Ghana cedis as the discounted amount. It should be noted that sale price is not mandatory. I'm only putting this to show you how it works. And it's going to be taxable, so I don't do anything here. Next, we go over to inventory. Take note, we are under general. We go over to inventory, and I want to enable track stock quantity for this product. By default, the quantity is set to 1. So let's assume I have about 242 of this particular product I'm about to add. Going down, next we have allow back orders. This is where you decide if users should be able to make orders when your products are out of stock. We do not allow. It means that users will not be able to make orders when we run out of stock. Allow but notify the customer. This one, customers will be able to make orders when we run out of stock, but they will be notified. And finally, allow is customers will be able to make orders when we run out of stock, but there wouldn't be any notification. So if you want to enable any of these 2, that is allow but notify customer or allow, it means that you have hopes that you'll be able to replenish inventory and ship to the buyer when you run out of stock. For now, I'll leave it as do not allow. Next is low stock threshold. Remember when we're setting up WooCommerce, we set it to be 10 so that anytime our products is left with 10, we'll be notified that we are running out of stock. So I don't really do anything here since we already set it under WooCommerce. Finally, we have sold individually. If you check this particular checkbox here, it means that users will not be able to increase the quantity for this particular product. They will only be allowed to buy one at a time. You don't want to enable this, and this is all what we want to see at the moment. We've already set shipping under WooCommerce settings, so we don't do anything there. We are not linking any products. For now, let's leave attributes. Next, we go to product categories. This is where you want to set category for your product. Remember, we set a sale price for this particular product we are adding. It means that it's going to fall under deals category. And this particular product I'm about to add, take note, it is a unisex product. It means that it can be for men as well as women. So what this means is that for a particular product, you can have it under so many categories. Going down, let's set a featured image for our product. So I click on set product image. I go to upload files, select files, and this is the one I am adding. I select it, then I click on open. Take note, I will make all the images available for download if you want to follow along. It is uploaded. I click on set product image. Next, we have product gallery. If you have more images for this particular product, this is where you can set them. For now, I wouldn't be adding product gallery. I'll show you how we can do that practically when we go to adding a variable product. Next, we have product tags. With product tags, this is where you enter some keywords for the product you are adding. And this will help in search engine optimization. So I can say unisex, hit enter, and it's added. Maybe I can also add sneakers, hit enter. It should be noted that you can add as many as you want. For now, I'll leave these two. All is set. Going up, I click on publish. And now my product is saved. Let's take a look by right clicking on view product, open link in a new tab. And I have it right here. This is the title, the price. Take note, this is the regular price. That is the one that is being crossed. And this one is the sale price. This is the product short description. Going down, this is the main description. And you see that we have 242 in stock. Now, if I go to the home page, you notice that we have one product on the home page. Going down to the other sections, we have it right here. And finally, we have it under sale since it's a sale product. Perfect. I'll exit out of here for now. Now, let's take our simple product down further. Going down, remember, we set attributes for our online store. Let's see how we can add attributes. So I go to attributes. It should be noted that with attributes, users can be able to narrow down their search when they are at the shop page of your online store. And this is where I add my attributes. I drop down the arrow. First of all, I have brand. And this way I search for my brand. I just click in here and I'm going to choose Converse. That is the brand. Next, I add the second one, that is color. And the color is brown. I click in here. I have brown here. It should be noted that you can add as many colors as you want. For instance, if I want to add maybe blue, you see that. But I only need brown, so I take it off. I add the final attribute, that is size. Going down. Now, if I want to select all the sizes I have, I can just click on select all. And they will all be entered for me. But let's assume I don't have XXL. And I don't also have medium. So I just take them off, leaving large, small, and X large. I save attributes. Then I go ahead and update. So with this, users will be able to search based on the attributes we've just set for our product when they land on the products page of our website. So we've just added a simple product onto our store. Now let me show you a simple way you can add a product if you already have an existing product. When you are on the edit page of the product you've just added, here you can make a copy of it, or you can go over to all products Then upon hover, you see duplicate. Just go ahead and click on it, and it will take you to a new product edit page. As you can see here, we have copy. From here, you can enter the new title you want. So I'll go back to my products images folder and I will copy this. Come back in here, select everything, then paste. The permalink, you want to change it, so you click on edit, then you can remove all what you have here. Click on OK so that it will pick the new title. And the product description, you want to go ahead and change it since it's a different product. For now, I'll leave the dummy contents going down. Maybe the price for this one is going to be $79, and I don't want to set a sale price, so I take this off. Next, I go over to attributes. The brand is the same brand. The color is going to be different, so I just click on the color. I take off brown, and this time around I'm going to pick blue since I'm adding a blue sneakers. I can also set the size. Maybe this time around I'll select all, but I don't have extra large for this particular product, so I take it off. Then I click on save attributes. Going up, since I don't have a sale price, it means that this one is not going to fall under deals, but it will fall under men and women. Next, I change the image just by clicking on it. Then I go over to upload files, select files. I have the product image here. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on set product image. Perfect. Going up, I click on publish. It is published. Now if I go to the shop page, at the moment I don't have any product being displayed. I reload the page and you see my new 2 products. Perfect. So that is how we add a simple product onto our online store and also duplicate that particular product to add another product. Now that we have seen how to add a simple product, next let's see how we can add a variable product. To do that, I go to the back end, then I go ahead and click on add new. I'll go to my product folder and grab the name of the product I want to add. I have it here, and this is the name. I just copy it. And the product name, I go ahead and paste it. I don't need the color to be added. Next, I add the product description. I'll just paste my dummy content. I'll do the same thing for the product short description. Going up, so this time around under product data, we drop down the arrow, then we choose variable product. Under general, we are not being given the opportunity to add our price, but don't worry, I'll show you where we add the price for variable product. Next, we go over to inventory. We enable track stock quantity for this product, and the quantity is 325. Next, we go over to attributes. Then under add new, we drop down the arrow under add existing. The first one is going to be brand, and the brand is Bandini. And for brand, I'm not going to use it for variations, so I unselect this. Then I click on save attributes. Now let me show you what I mean by use for variations. First of all, I'll select it, and I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Next, let's add another attribute, which is color. For this particular product, I can just select all. Then I go ahead and take off the particular colors I don't have. I have black, blue, green, red, and yellow. It means that I don't have pink, I don't have white, I don't also have brown. Finally, let's add the last one, which is size. I will select all, and I think I have all the sizes. You need to make sure that all these checkboxes are selected. I click on save attributes. Next, I go over to product categories, and this one is going to be for only men. I set the product image. One thing I can do is go over to my products images folder. I select everything up, then I just click on one of them and drag right here so that I wouldn't upload the images one after the other. It should be noted that you can choose any of these colors as your featured product image. I'm going to use the black one. Then I click on set product image. It is added. Going down, Now let me show you how you can add product gallery. So I click on add product gallery images. Then all you need to do is select all the images you want to add as your product gallery. So I select blue, then I hold down Ctrl key on the keyboard and click on the rest of the images I want to add. Then I go ahead and click on add to gallery, and you see them right here. I can also rearrange them from here like this. Awesome. Next, I go over to variations, and this is where you want to generate variations for all the different variations you have. So I click on generate variations, then I go ahead and click on OK, and I have 25 different variations. The next thing we want to do is add prices for all these variations. For these variations we have bandini, which is black and also small, bandini, which is black and medium, bandini, which is black and large, bandini, which is black and then extra large, and then bandini, which is black and extra large. We have the same thing for bandini, which is blue and then small, bandini, which is blue and then medium. And this is how we are going to have everything throughout, the colors and then the sizes. What this means is that for a particular buyer to order this particular product, they will need to set all these parameters before they can add the product to cart. So now let's add the prices. It should be noted that there are two ways you can add prices to your product. You can click on add price to set a unique price for all the variations you have. But I don't want to do that since I have different colors. The prices may differ for the colors as well as the sizes. So I cancel it from here. And what I'm going to do is click on edit for the first one. Take note the color is black, so I can add the black image right here. I have the black one, select it, and I set image. Going down, so the regular price for the black small size is going to be 25 Ghana cedis. You can also set a sale price for it, but I don't want to set a sale price. You can add other parameters like weight and dimensions. So I've only set the image as well as the price. Going down, I do the same thing for medium. So I click on edit. It's still black, so I add the black image. Then the price is going to be the same, 25 Ghana cedis. Going down, I click on edit for large. I add the image. Take note, it's still black. I set image. This time around for large, the price is going to be 30 Ghana cedis. Going down, I do the same thing for extra large. I set the image, which is black. Set image. The price is going to be 40. Going down, the final one I have for black is extra large. So I click on edit. I choose the image. I set it. Then the price is going to be 40 as well. And now I'm done with the black color. Going down, next is blue. I do the same thing. Edit. First of all, I choose the image and I select the blue sneakers. Set the image. So let's assume the blue color, the price is a bit higher than that of the black. So for the small, it is 35. Take note, the small size for the black was 25. So this is how you set all the images and then the prices for all the variations you have. So I'll pause the video now and do them pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, I've set all the prices and then the images. And it should be noted that when you have so much of variations, you may have them in more than one page. So you may consider navigating to the other parts in order to enter the prices as well as the images. All is set. I click on save changes, which is very important. Going up, I click on publish. It is published. Now I can view the product. Right click on view product, open link in a new tab. So this is how it will look like. Now remember I was talking about making the brand visible on the product page. Well, this is how it will look like. So for users to be able to add this product to the cart, they will have to select all these parameters before the add to cart button will be active for them. So if I try to select blue, you see that I will not be able to add. If I add the size, maybe medium, still I'll not be able to add until I select the brand like this, and then I'll get the price before I can add to cart. And you don't want this, so you always want to limit it to the color as well as the sizes. So if I go back to the product edit page, then I go over to attributes, and the brand, you don't want to use it for variations, so I deselect this, then I click on save attributes. Now if I go over to variations, you don't see the brand anymore, so this is the best practice for you to do. Now let me go ahead and update, which is not really necessary. So I go back to the product and I reload. You see that the brand button is gone, so users can select the color. So I'll select red, and you will not see the image for red until you select the size, maybe extra large, and you see the image accordingly. So I can choose yellow, and I'll see it since the size is already set. I can choose blue, green, and you see it here, and then the size. Perfect. Now remember, we set the quantity for the entire colors. You can also decide to set individual quantities for the various colors and sizes you have. And you can do that by coming back here under variations. If I try to edit this, then you click on mini stock. This way you can enter the quantity for black and small size. So let's say it's maybe 55. Then I go ahead and update. Now if I go to the front end and refresh, so I have black, small, and see the quantity in stock is 55. So I think this is the best practice you can do, so that anytime a client selects a particular color and the corresponding size, it will give them the actual stock you have for that particular color and size. So that's it on how we can add variable products to our online store. And before we move to the next section, I want to add mini products onto my store, and I'll suggest you also do the same, so that we'll have a nice product filter when it's time for us to add it. Alright, I've added all the products I want to have on my store, and I have about 19 different products. And I've distributed them among the categories I have on my store, that is men, women, and kids. And I also have about 4 sale products. As you can see here, this one I've reduced the price, this one, I already show you how you can do that when we're adding this particular product right here. So I suggest you also do the same, so that we'll be on the same pace. It should be noted that you are free to use any sizes, colors, brands, or whichever attributes you want, in whichever way you want. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing is having an appreciable number of products on your store. So that's it on how we add products onto our online store. Now that we have added products onto our online store, the next thing we want to do is start designing the pages of our website. Now I am on the home page. As you can see, we still have some of the dummy contents, but for all the products, we have our own products. So let's see how we can customize it to fit our needs. And we'll start by designing the home page. So I go to the home page, then I go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. Right here, it says that your site doesn't have a default kit. So all you need to do is go ahead and click on Recreate Kit. It will open in a new tab. From here, under Recreate Kit, just go ahead and click on Recreate Kit button. Then you click on Save Changes. I can exit out of here. Now if I click on Go Back, it will take me to the home page again. I click on Edit with Elementor, and now it should take us to the Elementor page builder. Inside the Elementor page builder, the first thing we want to deal with is the hero section. So first thing we do, let's confirm what we have on our demo website. Okay, as you can see, I've used one of my product images on the hero section. So if I go back, this is where we change the image. So to change this image, just click on the pencil icon right here. Then I choose the image from here. I go to Upload Files, select Files, And this is the image I want to use, hero image. And as you can see, I don't have any background color there. It's transparent. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select. And you notice that the image is not visible. Now if I hide the controls, you will not see the image simply because it's not being displayed for desktop. So one thing I do is go over to advanced, scrolling down to responsive. You see that hide on desktop is enabled. So I'll go ahead and disable it and you will see it. Now you notice that the image is not bright. So I go over to style, and the opacity at the moment it is set to 0.8. What I need to do is just go ahead and take off the figure here, and you see that the image is now bright. Now you see that we have another image at the background. We don't need that, and that particular image is being applied to the entire container. To take care of it, you need to go ahead and click on edit container right here. Unfortunately, when we try to go there, it's going to hide itself. So what you can do is go over to navigator, then we have the section right here. Just click on it. That is the first section, and it will enable the edit section for the entire hero. Next we go over to style, then under style we have background overlay. You see the image right here. All what you need to do is take off the image from here, or you can easily remove the classic background. Either way it will give you the same results. So I can exit from the navigator. Now we are getting somewhere. Next, let's enter our text. To do that, I just click on the text I want to edit like this, and I can change it from here. So let's go to the demo website and grab the content from there. Coming back, I just paste it in. Next, I go to style, and the typography, I click on the pencil icon. Then I'm going to change the size to 45. Awesome. Let me take this off. Next, let's edit this text by clicking on it, and we change it from here. I'll grab the content from the demo website. Going back, I paste, and we have our text right there. Similarly, if you want to edit this, just click on it and you do the editing from here. If you want to change the icon, just click on it from here and you choose whichever icon you want. You can even filter by name. So if I want maybe city, you see that I click on insert and it's changed. Let me change it back to the original icon, and it is check. Is this one? Insert. Perfect. Let's deal with the button. I click on it. The text, you can change it from here, and I'm going to link it to the products page. So I just enter products and it will give me the best match. I click on it to insert the link. Perfect. Now if you look at our hero section, it's too high. So what we can do is reduce the height. To activate the entire container, you can right click somewhere here, not inside the columns, somewhere here, then click on edit section. If you don't want to pull out the navigator, in order to get to the edit section panel right here. From here we go over to advanced. Under padding, I'm going to change the top to 0. At the moment it is set to 140 pixels. So I enter 0 and see that the height has been reduced. Bottom, I'll enter 80. Perfect. When you have made some changes, just go ahead and click on update in order to save your work. Going down, this section is perfect. I want my users to know that they have a secure payment. They can also return products which are not in good shape. I also have 24/7 support and then free delivery. But if you want to change any of this, I'll use this as an example. So instead of free delivery, I want to enter free shipping, which is the same. And then for all orders over $100 instead of $80, I'm using Ghana cedis, so I'll say Ghana cedis 100. All is set. Going down, in this next section, the first thing I want to do is link this button to all products page. You can change the button text from here. I'll leave it as it is, and I'll link it to the products page. I enter product. I'll be given the best match. I click to insert the link. Here instead of new arrivals, I want to change it to something else. On the demo website is new arrivals. I'm going to change it to best-selling products so that I'll have a different variation from the demo website. And the small title here, I'll change it to check out our best product, something like that. Now there's a short code here that is displaying the product we are seeing here. So what I do is just go ahead and click on it, and this is the short code. But we are not going to use the short code widget. What we want to do is convert our products into different tabs. As you can see, we have men, women, and kids. So when you just click on any of these tabs, it will give them the products accordingly. For this you can go to elements by clicking on the 9 dots icon right here. Then you search for tabs. This is what we get from the free Elementor plugin, but this one is not intuitive. It wouldn't give us the nice look we are seeing here. For this, we are going to install an add-on for Elementor. Before I move out of here, I'll update the page. Then I go to the backend of my website, go over to plugins, click on add new. Under search plugin, we enter the name of the plugin we want to use, which is essential add-ons. Just enter essential add-ons and it will give you essential add-ons for Elementor. I click on install now. This plugin will give us over 40 plus standard free widgets in addition to the Elementor page builder. It is installed. I activate. Next, let's set it up. Just leave it as basic. I click on next, and these are the various elements it will give us. As you can see, some of them are enabled, others are not. We can view all, and this is the very one we want to use, that is advanced tabs. So since we are not going to be using the rest of them, I'll advise we disable them. So I just go ahead and disable them from here. I've disabled all of them except advanced tab, but they have intuitive elements you can use on your website if you want to use them. I click on next, 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 going down, click on next, then I click on no thanks, and the setup is done. Now if I go back to my Elementor editor and reload the page, going down, this is where I want to add a take note. Now you see that the products are showing. So if I go to elements and I search for tabs again, you see apart from what we are getting from the Elementor page builder, we have one coming from essential add-ons, and you see we have EA right here, which stands for essential add-ons, and it's advanced tabs. I just click on it, drag and drop under the short code we were seeing earlier. And this is how it will look like. Now we can take off the one with the short code. Just right click on the pencil icon, then click on remove. To edit this, just click on the pencil icon. You can choose to use horizontal or vertical, whichever way you want. I think the horizontal will do well for us. We don't want to see icons, so I disable it from here. Next, we go over to content. And this is where we enter the content for our tabs. The first one, we have tab title 1. Just click on it, and this is where you change it. The first one, I enter men. Going down, this is where you want to enter the short code to the best selling products. And to get the short code, I open a new tab, then I type WooCommerce short codes. I have it here. Just click on it to search. The first link will do fine, that is woocommerce.com/document/WooCommerce. Click on it. Then we scroll down to product scenarios, which is right here, example of product scenarios. And we are going to look for best selling products, which is right here. So I just go ahead and copy it. Then going back to my Elementor editor, I highlight all what is here, take it off. At the moment we are under visual. You can go over to text, then you go ahead and paste in your short code and it will display the products. Now it has given us 3 columns as well as 3 products. As you can see here, the limit is set to 3. I want to make it 4. Now we have 4. Meanwhile, it's in 2 lines. We don't want it to be in 2 lines, so we make it 4 columns instead of 3 columns. So this is where we change that. And now it's looking better. However, this best-selling products is coming from all the products I have on my shop, irrespective of the category. So let's alter our code so that it will pick only the men category. So what we can do is, after the best-selling, we can add category. Just click after the inverted commas. Make sure there's space, then enter category. I will make it small letters. Next is equal sign. Then make sure you get the double inverted commas. Then inside the inverted commas, you want to enter the name of your category. In my case, it is set to men. So I enter men right here. And now you see different set of products. All this you are seeing is under the men category. And it's no more pulling from all the products. So what I do is copy the new short code. And we are done with this tab. I just click on it to collapse it. Then we go to the second tab. The title is going to be women. Going down, the text at the moment is set to visual. I go to text. I take this out and I paste in my short code. And that one too will pull from the men category. If we click on women, you see that we still see the men category products. So I change this from men to women. Now if I go over to women, you see different products which are under women category. Let's collapse this. Then we go to the final tab. I enter kids. I go over to text. I take this one off and I paste in the new code and I change it from men to kids. Now if I go to the kids tab, you see only kids products. Perfect. Now let's customize the colors of the tabs. To do that, we go over to style. Next, I go over to tab title. Here, I'm going to change the background color. For normal, I'll click on the globe icon and I'm going to choose color 7. You see that it has changed. And the text color, I click on the globe icon and I choose one of my darkest colors, which is color 4. Next, I go over to hover. So when we hover, which color do we want to see? The background color, I go to the globe icon and I'm going to choose color 5, which is perfect. The hover color, I change it from white to my color 4. Awesome. Next, I go to active. This is the active color. Which color do I want to see? The background, I change it to color 6. Meanwhile, I'll change the text color from white to my color 4. Now it's looking better. We are done with tab title. I click on it to collapse it. We are not going to do anything under content. We have replaced the text with short code. So we move out of here. Then I go to caret. This is the caret, that is the arrow pointing down here. If I choose any of the tabs, you see the arrow. If you want to change the color, you can change it from here. As you can see, the color has changed, but I'm not going to use it, so I disable it from here. Next, we have responsive controls. At the moment, vertical layout is enabled. You wouldn't see the effects on the desktop view. You see that there's no effect. Now let's take it to mobile view. If I click on responsive mode, then I go over to mobile, scrolling down, you see the way it is now. If I disable the vertical layout, you see that they will now be stacked on top of each other. So whichever one you want, you can use accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and use the vertical layout. I exit from the mobile mode, and now we are done with the best selling product section. Going down here, I'm going to link my categories to this section. So the first one, instead of jackets, I'll enter men. So I link it up to the men category. And this way I paste the link to the men category. So I go back to the back end, I hover on products, then I go to categories. I have men category here, just hover on it, then you point on view, right click, click on copy link. Going back, I paste it in here. The title here, I'll change it. Instead of 461 articles, I can say 461 sneakers. Maybe the number is not up to 461. I can change it to 147. So when you search hover, they can now click to go to the men category. I'll change this to women category by clicking on it, and I enter women here. Going back to the categories page, just hover on women, right click on view, copy link, come back in here, then you go ahead and paste. I change the title from articles to sneakers. You can also set the number accordingly. So I have 115. And finally, I'll set this to kids. Going back here, I copy the link for kids. Going back to Elementor, I paste in the link. And the title, I change it to 89 sneakers for kids. Maybe instead of just having kids, I can say for kids like this. So it will read as 89 sneakers for kids. I'll do the same thing here and here as well. If you want to change the images, just go ahead and click on it. I'll just do this single one to show you how you can do that. Then choose your image from here, upload files, select files, and this is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded, I click on select. Similarly, you can go ahead and switch the rest of these images. And it should be noted that you can get the dimension of the image by selecting the image like this. Then you click on choose image, and this way you get the dimension. So it's 840 by 884 pixels. So this one right here is also the same dimension. As you can see, 840 by 884. I exit from here. And now we are done with the category section. Going down, instead of popular products, I want to enter latest products here. So the title, first of all, I'll set it to check out our latest products. The title, popular products, I change it to latest products. Next, we edit the shortcode widget by clicking on the pencil icon right here. You see that we have this shortcode. So let's go back to the WooCommerce shortcodes page to get the shortcode for the latest products. You see that we have scenario 4, which is newest products. Just go ahead and copy this. Going back to our Elementor page builder, take this off, then you paste the new one. And you see our latest products. Perfect. At the moment, we are seeing only 4 products. And the reason is that the limit is set to 4. I want to make it 8. So I take off 4, then I enter 8. Let's scroll down to see it in action. Perfect. Going down, we don't need this section, so I take it off. And the next section is blog section. So the title here, I change it to check our latest blog post. The title, popular products, I change it to blog post. And I'll be showing you how we can add blog posts onto our website later on. So for now, let's leave the dummy content. And it should be noted that the blog post is being pulled in by a short code. If I click on the pencil icon, you see the short code right here, which is coming from the Blocksy team. Going down, I don't need this section. I take it off, but whichever section you need, you can keep it accordingly. And finally, we have the sales section. And this one has been pulled in by a short code, which we are not going to tamper with. However, you can change the product limits as well as the columns as you wish. But I think having it this way is cool. One thing you notice about the prices is that each one of them is set to 35, that is the discounted price. Meanwhile, they have different original prices. So here, instead of $50 only, I'm going to change it to 35 Ghana cedis only. Let's change this content. So I go to the demo website. Going down, I'll just grab this one. Click here, then change it from here. The title here is cool, right? You can change it to whichever text you want. The button all deals, just click on it and we are going to link it to the all deals category. So I go back to my categories page. I have it right here. Just point on it, right click on view, copy link, come back in here, then paste. I update. Let's see it in action. So I click on the hamburger menu right here, click on view page. And now we are done with the customization or design of our home page. The next page we are going to design is the About Us page. So I click on it from here. At the moment, this is how it looks like. So we click on Edit with Elementor to customize it. Inside the Elementor editor, you see that our banner here is too high. I don't want it that way. So what I do is go over to Edit section. Next, I go over to Advanced. Top is set to 180 pixels. I'll enter 100. And then bottom, I make it 180. And you see that the image here is obstructing the title. So what I can do is click on Edit column right here. Then I go over to Advanced. Under Padding, I unlink the values. Bottom, I enter 100 pixels. Perfect. Next, I change this image. Just hover on it, then click on the pencil icon. And this is where you can change it from. Click on it. And I'm going to choose this image. That is my transparent image. Click on Select. Next, I change the text. So instead of shoes collection, I'll enter the name of my website, which is Sneakers Shop. The text here is in 2 columns. I don't want it in 2 columns, so I'll remove 1 column. Just right click on Edit column, then click on Delete. And this way I enter my text. Just click on it, then edit it from here. Then I go ahead and enter my text. Going down, I don't need the staff section or the team section, but if you need it, you can go ahead and keep it. Maybe you want to keep it and you want to change the images, just click on it. And this way you set the image by clicking on it. Maybe I want to use this as an example. The name, you can change it from here, as well as the job title. Since I don't want to keep it, I'll just exit it from here, and I'll do the same thing for the title. I don't also need this testimonial section, so I take it out. I just want to keep a minimalistic page. I think I'll use this section. Going down, I take off the newsletter section. Meanwhile, these 2 sections are too close, so what I can do is I click on Edit section for this particular one. Then I go over to Advanced. Under Margin, I'm going to unlink the values. Then top, I enter 100 pixels. Next, I edit this text. Just click on it and I enter this. And then this one, I select it. Then I enter this. The button, I'll link it to the shop page. So I enter products. I click on it to insert the link. If you want, you can switch this image. I think I'll leave it since it's also talking about sneakers. And we are done with the About Us page. I click on Update to save my work. Let's see it in action. I go to the hamburger menu, click on view page. Perfect. So that's it on how we design the About Us page. Next, let's go ahead and design the contact page. I just click on it, then I click on Edit with Elementor. The banner is too high, so I select the container, then I go over to Advanced, and the padding, top I set it to 100 pixels, bottom I set it to 180. If you want to change this image, you know the drill. Just hover on it, then you click on the pencil icon, then you go ahead and change your image from here. I'll keep this for now. At the moment, the contact form will not work. When you say send messages, you wouldn't be able to receive it. So let's customize it so that we'll be able to receive messages from the form. To do that, we go to the back end, then we go over to WP Forms. Just click on it, and we have the contact form here. That is simple contact form. Click on it. We are not going to do anything here. Everything is fine. What we want to do is go over to settings, then we go to notifications. At the moment, notifications is disabled. Just go ahead and enable it. And then here we have admin email address. That is where our emails will be sent to. And take note, this tag is going to pull in the email address you use to set up WordPress. That is the email address we use when we're installing WordPress. But if you want your messages to go to different email, you can just specify that email in here. The subject line is set to this. If you want to change it, you can do that. The from name, this name is coming from the demo content we imported. So let's take it off. Then we enter the name of our website, Sneakers Shop. Next, we have from email, and you want to leave it as this tag. All is set. I click on Save Changes. It is saved. I can exit from here. Now, when you say send us message through our contact form, we'll be able to receive it. Going down, we have a section for new arrivals. I think this one will help increase conversion rate, but if you want to remove it, just go ahead and exit them from here. And I think that is what I'm going to do. I just want to keep a simple contact page, so I take it off. All is set. Now if I hide the control, you see that there's no space here. Let's provide some space. So what I do is I select the container by clicking on the 6 dots icon here. Then I go over to Advanced. Under Margin, I enter 100 pixels for bottom. Now if I hide the controls, you see that there's space. Awesome. I update. Let's exit from here, view page, and now we are done with the design of our contact page. Now that we are done designing the pages of our website, the next thing we want to do is add product filters to the shop page of our website. Now if I go to the products page, you see that right here we have some product filter that is only price, which is not all that intuitive. Now if I go to the shop page for the demo website, you see that we have some filters right here which users can use to narrow down their searches. So let's see how we can achieve this. To achieve these filters, we are going to install a plugin. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I go over to plugins, click on add new. And the search plugins, I search for filter everything. And this is the plugin we are going to use, that is filter everything, product filter, and WordPress filter. I click on install now. It is installed. I activate. The plugin is installed and activated successfully. Going down, you see filters right here at the side menu. So I just hover on it, then I click on add new. I'll give it a title. I'll just call it product filters or product filter, whichever way you want. Going down, under post type to filter, drop down the arrow and choose products. Next, we go ahead and add our first filter. Under filter by, I drop down the arrow, and first of all, I'm going to choose product categories. Take note, we have categories and then product categories. You want to select product categories. The filter title is going to be categories. Next, we have variable name for URL. Here I enter category in small letters. This is what will show in your address bar when you search by this filter. Going down, we add a new filter. Meanwhile, you can collapse this so that you have clean dashboard to work with. So I filter by, maybe I get inspiration from the demo website. So the next one is going to be price. Going back, and this time around, I'm going to choose custom fields, and I will use custom field numeric. Next is meta key. I enter price in small letters. Filter title is going to be price, and this is what will show in the front end. So you want to make the first letter capital, and variable name for URL, I enter price. This is what will be displayed in the address bar when you search by this filter. Going down is going to be in range so that they can search from one particular price to the other. That is from minimum to highest. I can collapse this, then I add a new filter. This time around, I'm going to add brand. Going back, I drop down the arrow and the filter, then I choose product brand. The filter title is going to be brand. var name for URL, I enter brand in small letters. And view in widgets, I'll leave it as checkboxes, just as we have here, so that users will be able to select more than one brand. Going back, we can collapse this, then we add another filter, and the filter by, we filter by product color. The filter title is going to be color. var name is going to be color in small letters, and it's also going to be checkboxes. I collapse this, then I add my final filter. Filter by is going to be size, that is product size. Filter title, I enter size, and then var name for URL is size in small letters. I collapse this. Take note, after adding them, you can rearrange them just the way you want, like this. But I prefer to have something like this. Then I go ahead and publish. Now, if we go to the front end of our website and refresh, you are not going to see any change. So what we need to do is customize the website so that we'll be able to remove this and add the new filter. To do that, I click on customize. It will be important to be on the products page so that you see everything in action when you are applying it. From here, I scroll down to widgets, then I click on WooCommerce sidebar. I click on got it. At the moment, this is what we are having. So what I can do is, this is the price filter right here. I just select it, then I click on the three dots icon, delete. Maybe I'll keep top rated products, it doesn't really matter. Then I scroll to the bottom, click on the plus icon to add a new block, and I'll search for filter everything. Take note, you see three different widgets, and this is the one you want to use, filter everything filters. I click on it, and it is added. Now if I scroll down, you see it at the bottom. We don't want it to be at the bottom, so it's still selected. I just click on the up arrow here to move it up. Now if we scroll up, you now see it on top. Awesome. Now if we look at it, let me hide this. You see that there's no background color on the sidebar, just as I am having. It doesn't really matter, this is just an addition. So let me go ahead and apply that. To do that, I go back, then I scroll up, click on sidebar. At the moment, I'm using type 1, so I'll change it to type 2. Next, I go over to design, and this way I change the background color. Just click on it, then I'll go ahead and use this. Perfect. Now let's see how it will look on mobile and tablets. So if I select mobile right here, scrolling down, you don't see it anywhere. So let me go ahead and enable it. To do that, I go back to general, going down, under sidebar visibility, you see that desktop is enabled. So I enable it for tablet as well as mobile. Mobile sidebar position, at the moment it is set to bottom. So if I scroll down, you'll see it at the bottom. I can use top if I want, and you see it at top. Awesome. One thing you will notice about the filter is that it's too long, or it's a bit long. So what we can do is go back to filter everything. Under filters, we have settings. I will open that in a new tab. Under general, we have mobile devices, and this is where you can collapse it for mobile devices. So all you need to do is make sure this checkbox is selected. Then you go ahead and save the changes. I can exit from here. So if I go back to the theme customizer and publish my work, I reload it. I just want to see it in action. I go to mobile mode, and you see that it's now collapsed. So users can easily click on it to expand the filters. Perfect. So all is set. I exit from here. Now if I select the main category, going down, you will notice that under brand, some of the brands are having numbers attached to them, others don't have. And what this means is that for Nike, we have one product as the brand. Adidas, we don't have any products. For size, we have everything. Going down, under color, you see that we don't have pink color for men category. Now let me change to another category. I'll untick men. Then I'll go ahead and select maybe kids. Going down, you see that we have a whole lot of empty filters for colors as well as size. So let's go ahead and fix this so that anytime a particular category is being selected or a particular filter is being selected, wherever we have 0 value will not be displayed at the front end of our website. To achieve this, we go to the back end, then scrolling down, under empty terms, at the moment it is set to never hide. I drop down the arrow and I choose always hide. Going up, I click on update. Now if I go back to the front page and refresh, you notice that kids is still selected, but if we go over to brand, it will set to only the brands that are available for kids. Size is also set as well as color, so we don't have the particular parameters that are having 0 values, and this is kind of cool. And that's it on how we add product filters onto the shop page of our online store. The next thing we want to do is add coupon codes onto our website and display them on the front page just as we have on the demo website. So to do that, I go over to WooCommerce, then I click on coupons. At the moment, we don't have any coupons, so we click on create your first coupon. And this is where you want to enter the name of your coupon code. I'll enter sneakers as my coupon code. You can give it a description which is optional, so I'm not going to do that. Going down, under discount type, I want to change it to percentage, and I'll set the percentage to 25. You can set an expiry date for your coupon. I'll just leave it open. Anytime I don't want the coupon to be active, I'll just go ahead and delete it. Next, I go over to usage restriction. You can set minimum spend and maximum spend. And what this means is that if I enter maybe 100 Ghana cedis or whatever currency you are using, it means that for users to benefit from this coupon code, the minimum amount they should spend is 100 Ghana cedis. And maximum too, if I enter maybe 500, the maximum amount they need to order before they benefit from the code is 500 Ghana cedis. I'll leave it open. So any amount any customer is buying, they'll be able to benefit from the coupon code. Next, we have individual use only. If you check this, it means that this coupon code cannot be used with other coupon codes you'll be having on your website. I'll leave it unchecked. Next, I have exclude sale items. For sale items, it means that you have already discounted the prices of your products, so you may not want to apply coupon codes to them again. So I will check this. Going down, you can also set some parameters here by adding products you want the coupon codes to affect, or excluding products you don't want the coupon codes to affect. You can also do the same thing for product categories. I'll leave everything open. Next, I go over to usage limits. First, we have usage limit per coupon. In here, if I enter 10, it means that users of my website will be able to use this coupon code 10 times. So if this coupon code is being entered for 10 times, nobody will be able to use it again. I'll leave it as open. And finally, let's talk about usage limit per user. So how many times can a particular user use this coupon code? If I enter 1 right here, it means that every single user on my website will be able to use this coupon code once. I'll leave it as open so that users will be able to use it an unlimited number of times. All is set. I click on publish to save the coupon code. So that's it on how you can add coupon codes onto your website. Now it's time to do final customizations on our website. To do that, I go ahead and click on customize. Make sure you are on the front end. Inside the theme customizer, we are going to start from top. The first thing we are going to do is display our coupon code right here. Remember, we created our coupon code, that is sneakers. If we go to the demo website, this is how the text will look like. So I can easily copy it. Then I go back in here. So to edit this, I just hover on it. Then I click on the blue icon right here to activate the header customizer. And this way I do the change. So what I do is just select what I have here, take it off, then I paste in my content. So instead of 25 off, I put sneakers there. The next thing to do is add social links to our social icons. To do that, I go back, then I go over to general. Here we have social network accounts. Just click on it. And the first one we have is Facebook. I have Facebook here. I click in the text field, then I enter https://facebook.com/, then you add the name of your Facebook page. So for instance, mine is Dikupages. So now if users click on this icon, it will take them to my Facebook page. So similarly, you do the same thing for X, that is Twitter, and then Instagram. So for Instagram, I'll put hashtag for now, just to keep the place busy. And finally, Twitter, which is X now, I enter hashtag. And we are done with that. Next, let's go over to menu. This is where we want to customize our menu to look like what we have on the demo website. So as you can see, I have products and the categories on my shop. So going back, I scroll up, then I click back, scrolling down, I click on menus, and that is the main menu. I click on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take off all the menu links I have here except products. So I have home, remove, just click on the expand arrow, then click on remove, and finally contacts, remove. Now let's add our categories. So I click on add items. Take note, they are not pages, they are what? Product categories. So we go over to product category section. First one is men, women, and then kids. And we have our menu right here. I click on publish to update my changes. Now if I scroll down to the end of the page, you see that I have this widget here. I don't need it. So to take it off, I go back, then I click on widgets, WooCommerce sidebar widget. I have the widgets right here. Going down, I click on it. Make sure you click on the entire widget. So the entire widget is selected. I click on the 3 dots icon here. Then I go ahead and click on delete. And it's gone. Now on the sidebar, apart from the filter, I also have top rated products. Maybe I want to add recently viewed products. So I click on the plus icon here. Then I type recently. I have it here, recently viewed product list. I click on it. Scrolling down, I make sure I have the number of products I want to be displayed. At the moment it is showing 10. I'm going to go ahead and make it 5. You will not see it in action until we view some products. I can publish to save my work. It's very important. Next thing I want to do is customize the product page itself. So I scroll up, then I go back, under WooCommerce, I click on Product Archives. And this is where you can set the columns and rows. At the moment, the number of columns is set to 3. So if I increase it by clicking on the plus, you see that I now have 4 columns. So whichever way you want, this way you can set that. And the number of rows is set to 4. So I have 4 rows, as you can see here. If I want to increase it, I click on the plus, and you see that all my products are now being displayed based on the number of columns and rows I've set here. You see that I don't have any pagination right here. For this demonstration, I'm just going to limit it to the default, that is 3 columns, 4 rows. Going down, we have sidebar. I click on the arrow right here. At the moment the sidebar is set to left, you can also take it to right. I think I like the left. Going back, next is pagination. I click on the arrow here to customize it. At the moment the pagination type is set to standard. I think my columns is not set right. Let me go back there. Okay, it is set, but I don't know why it's still in 4 columns. Let me publish and reload the page. Okay, I now have 3 columns. So going down to WooCommerce Product Archives, I scroll to pagination, click on the arrow. Now I'm using the standard right now. If I scroll down, you see that I have pagination. Now we have other options like next and previous. Let's see how that one will look like. So with this, you only see next. We don't have the page numbers. Let's see, we have load more. With this, we have been provided with a button where you can click to load more products. If you want to change the label, you can do that from here. Finally, we have infinite scroll. So with this, when you are scrolling, the products will be loading up for you. We'll see that in action when we save. You see that? Perfect. And I think I'm going to stick with the infinite scroll. The next thing I want to do is decrease the height of the title banner here. As you can see, it's too high for me. So what I can do is, upon hover, click on edit, and it will take us to product archives page title edit. Here you have 2 title types. The second one is active. You can also use this, and this is how it will look like. I prefer this. And now I want to change the height. So I scroll down to container minimum height. At the moment it is set to 300 pixels. I'm going to make it 100 pixels. And I think this is cool. Now let's see if we can do some customizations on single products. So I'll choose this as an example. Upon scrolling up, I go back, scroll up, back, and now I choose single product. Under page structure, we have 4 different structures. At the moment, right sidebar is active. That is why we see a sidebar at the right side of the single product page. If I choose narrow width, see that the sidebar is gone, and this is how our page will look like. Let's see normal width, which is a bit broad. And you can also change the content area style from wide to boxed. I hope you can see the movement. Awesome. We also have left sidebar. With this, you see your sidebar at the left of the page. I'll take it back to the default, that is right sidebar. I think the rest of the settings are fine, so I don't do any other thing here. I click on publish to save my changes, and now we are done with the final customizations on our website. I exit from here to go to the front end of my website. So we have our coupon code being displayed. We also have some social links. Now if I click on Facebook, which will open in a new tab, then it will take me to my Facebook page. I exit from here. If I scroll down, right here you see that the recently viewed products is showing. So let me choose another product. If I go down, you still see one at the sidebar. So in order to see the other one, you can go to other pages. Maybe I want to choose this, and you will now see two. So each time you move to another place, or let me just refresh the page, you see the third one. Perfect. And it should be noted that you'll be able to see maximum of 5 simply because we have set it to 5. So that's the final customizations we want to do. Now that we are done designing our website and also customizing it, the next thing we want to do is see how we can add blog posts onto our website. And I'm going to show you how you can do that right now. And don't panic, we are not going to do any big thing. I'll be showing you how you can use a free AI tool to generate your blog post. So to do that, I open a new tab. Maybe I can exit from here. I don't need the demo website anymore. Then I go over to chat.openai.com. That is this very link. I hit enter. So the name of this platform we are going to use is ChatGPT. If you are on the online space, I hope by now you might have heard of ChatGPT. It is a free platform that you can use to generate almost any kind of content. It's easy to sign up. If you are new to ChatGPT, all what you need to do is sign up through this link. So upon signing up and logging in, it will bring you to an interface that looks like this. At the left side, you see all the content you have generated using ChatGPT. And in the big area here, that is where you see your text when you begin to generate them. All what you need to do is make sure you click on New Chat, and it will bring you to this very interface. Since my website is about sneakers, I want to write a blog post on how to wash a particular kind of sneakers. So I will say, write a blog post on the title. I put it in inverted commas, how to wash leather sneakers. Then I add the inverted commas. So all what you need to do is click on the green button right here after you enter your prompt, or you can just go ahead and hit enter key on the keyboard, and that is what I'll do. And ChatGPT will begin to generate the content for you. As you can see, very quick and easy to do. Awesome. This is a very powerful tool you can leverage to write your blog posts with ease. So as you can see, the content is great, and the tool is powerful in such a way that you see that it has rewritten my title. That is how to wash leather sneakers, a step-by-step guide. So all you need to do is read through, then copy and paste onto your WordPress website. You can always copy and paste in any word editor so that you go ahead and add whatever you want and take off what you don't need. For this demonstration, I'll just copy everything. So I highlight to the end, then I'll right click, copy. Going back to my website, I hover on new, then click on post. It should be noted that apart from copying and pasting into any word editor, you can also edit it inside WordPress itself. So from here, I go ahead and paste my content, and the title is being entered. I have everything intact, as you can see. Awesome. One other thing you may want to consider doing is adding heading tags, which is already being added for us. As you can see, upon clicking here, it is set to H2. So if you need to change it from H2 to whichever tag you want, you just click on the H2 right here. Then you can choose whichever tag you want. I think I will keep it as H2. This is looking clean and neat. So I'll assume everything is set. Next, I click on post and I go over to categories. This is where you can add categories for your blog post. We are seeing all this as a result of the demo content we imported onto our website at the earlier part of this tutorial. Let's assume we are not going to use any of these, and I'm going to create a new one. So I click on add new category, and this way I enter the name of the category. I'll enter cleaning guide. Then I go ahead and click on add new category in order to add it up. It is added and also selected. It should be noted that one blog post can belong to so many categories. So if I decide to select lifestyle, after publishing this blog post, it will fall under the cleaning guide category as well as lifestyle category. For this, I just keep it as cleaning guide. So I untick this. It should also be noted that you can add as many categories as you want. Going down, next I go over to tags. With the tag, I can say washing, maybe cleaning. With tags as well, you can enter as many tags as you want. Next, I go over to featured image, and this way I set a featured image for my blog post. I click on it, and we are going to use this image. I just select it and I click on set featured image, and it is added. All is set. I click on publish again to publish it, and now my blog post is published. I can click on view post to take me to the front end, and we have our blog post right here. Perfect. One other thing you may want to consider doing is displaying the featured image on the blog post. Maybe I don't also need this widget right here, so let's quickly see how we can add the featured image and also taking this off. So I click on customize. Make sure you are on the blog post. Going down to post types, I click on single post. Now if I scroll down, you see that under post elements, featured image is not enabled. I go ahead and enable it, and you see it right here. So now let's take this off. I scroll up, then I go back. Going down, I click on widgets, and that is the main sidebar widget. I click on it. I have it here. Make sure it is selected. Just click almost at the edge, and everything is selected. If you click somewhere inside, it will rather select the text, and you don't want that. So I click somewhere at the edge to select it up. I go to the three dots icon here. I click on delete, and it's gone. And I like the idea that some products are being displayed here so that users can easily navigate to some of the products we have on our store. I think all is set. I click on publish, then I exit from here. Now if I scroll down to the menu here, you see that we have news. That is our blog page. If I click on it, it will display all the blog posts we have on our website. As you can see, this is the very one we've added. Now if you look at the URL of the blog page, you see that it is set to news, and the title is also set to news. We rather want to see blog instead of news, and the URL we see blog instead of news. So let's see how we can change that. But before we do that, let's see how the blog post will be displayed on the home page. So I click on the logo to take me to the home page. Scrolling down, this is how it will look like, which is cool. So now let's rename the news page into blog. I go to the back end, then I go over to pages. Right here we have news. So what we do is click on quick edit, then I change the title to blog. The slag, I take it off. You can decide to enter blog in small letters. It doesn't really matter. Upon update, the slag will be set automatically. Now if I hover on view, at the bottom here, you see that my URL is now set to blog after the .com. So if I go to the front end of the website, you see that we have news here. Now if I refresh and going down, you will now see blog. If I click on it, the URL is now set to blog, and the title is also set to blog. Perfect. Now that we have seen how to add blog posts onto our website, let's go ahead and delete the dummy content. Before we do that, let's go to the home page and scrolling down to the blog section. We have the most recent 3 blog posts being displayed on the home page. So if I go ahead and delete all the dummy content, we will now have only 1 blog post and the home page of my website will not look nice. So I will advise you go back into ChatGPT and generate 2 additional blog posts for your website. You can consider this as an assignment for you. So now let me show you how you can delete the dummy blog post. So I go to the back end of my website and I click on post. All what you need to do is select the blog post you want to delete. Assuming I want to delete everything, I'll just go ahead and click on select all checkbox and all the blog posts will be selected. But I'm going to assume I need this, maybe that, so that I'll have 3 blog posts to be displayed on the front end of my website. Upon selecting the ones I want to delete, I go over to bulk actions, move to trash, then click on apply. It should be noted that in your case, you'll be deleting all the dummy blog posts so that you leave only 3 or whatever number you want to use ChatGPT to generate now. You can also go to the trash and empty the trash. Perfect. So that's it on how we can add blog posts onto our website and also do some additional customizations around that. Now let's put our website to test. Let's see how customers can make orders and how we can fulfill the orders. I'm going to go ahead and open my website in a new private window. I can just do that by right clicking on the name of my website here. Then I click open link in a new private window. So as a customer, if I land on the home page of the website, I can browse through, or maybe I go over to products so that I will be presented with all the products on the website. I'll assume I want to pick this particular product. From here, I can browse through the various colors they have on the site. I want to choose the green color. I select it and I won't be able to add the product to cart until I choose the size I want. So I want to select large and now I will be presented with the green color. Going down, I can increase the quantity from 1 to 2. Then I go ahead and add the product to cart. It is added and you see it right here. So upon hover, I can click on view cart and it will take me to the cart page. Now if you look at the cart totals, the total is set to 60 Ghana cedis. That is what we have here. And shipping is set to free because my location is set to Northern. Let's assume I am not from Northern. I go ahead and change my address from here. Ghana is already selected, so I change the region from Northern to maybe Ashanti. Going down, I update. And now you see a flat rate of 10 Ghana cedis. And my total is now 70 Ghana cedis. But let's assume I don't want to pay the flat rate of 10 Ghana cedis. It means that I will need to increase the quantity of my product. So I will increase it by 2. Then I go ahead and update the cart. And now you see that I have flat rate of 10 Ghana cedis and also free shipping. My cart subtotal is now set to 120 Ghana cedis. Because of the 10 Ghana cedis flat rate, my cart total is now 130 Ghana cedis. And since I'm entitled to free shipping, I'll go ahead and select it. And my cart total is now 120 Ghana cedis. Remember, I also have a coupon code I can use as a customer, which is set to sneakers. So in here, I enter the coupon code. Then I click on apply coupon. And you see it right here. Coupon code sneakers and the discount is 30 Ghana cedis. Now my cart total is set to 100 Ghana cedis, which is cool. I proceed to checkout and it will take me to the checkout page. From here, if I'm a returning customer, I can just click on this button to log in. But since I am new, I go ahead and fill my details and then going down, this way I can set a new account for myself. So let's start from top. I'll enter the details pretty quick and get back to you. So here I enter the email address I want to use. I have it here. Now I choose account username as well as password. Now if you want to ship to different address, you can select ship to a different address. Then it will give you new set of fields to fill. I want to maintain the address I've already set, so I untick this. Scrolling up, I choose the payment method I want to use. I'm going to use cash on delivery. Then I go ahead and agree to the terms of the website by selecting this checkbox. Then I click on place order. And now the order is being placed. Thank you, your order has been received. I have the order number here, which I can use to track my order, the date on which the order was placed, and the rest of the details. So as a customer, I will receive a message with regards to this order, and the administrator of the website will also receive a message with regard to the order. Now, assuming I've logged out of the website and come back to log in again, let's see how we can check our order. To do that, I go over to the account icon right here. Just click on it and it will take you to the My Account page. And this way we checked our orders. We have the order details right here, which is currently set to processing as the status. I can view it from here. As you can see, everything is intact. Now let's track the order to see the status. So I'll just go ahead and copy the order ID. Going down to account menu, I click on track orders, and this way I enter the ID, and here I enter the email address I used to set up my account. Then I click on track, and you see that order number 1255 was placed on September 9, 2023 and is currently processing. Awesome. So as an administrator, let's see how we can fulfill the order. I go back to my website as the administrator. To fulfill the order, I go to the back end, then I hover on WooCommerce, click on orders. Take note, remember I said as an administrator, you also receive a message with regards to the order. So you get the prompt before you come to your website in order to manage the order. From here, I just click on the name of the client. Right here, I'll see all the details the client has filled with. This is the billing details, the shipping, the email address of the client, their phone number. Going down, we also have the product details. So here I'll see the product the client has ordered and every single detail about the product, as you can see. So he has chosen the green color for this particular product and the size is large. Now if I go down, I'll notice that he has used the coupon code sneakers and the total amount he's supposed to pay is 100 Ghana cedis. So let's assume we want to change the status from processing to on hold. We select that, then we go ahead and click on update. It is updated. Now if I go back to the website as the client and I want to track my order, I go down, click on track orders. I enter the details again, the ID, as well as my email address. Then I click on track, and now it is set to on hold. So as an administrator, after we have delivered the product to the buyer, remember the client has selected cash on delivery. So upon delivery the product, we will receive our payment at the point of delivery. So after we have done that, all what we need to do is come back to the order. Then we change the status from on hold to completed. Then we go ahead and click on update. And after we have done that, the client will receive a message with regards to the completion of the order. Now if we come back to the website as the client and we try to track the order again, we enter the ID and then the email. I click on track. Now it is set to completed. Perfect. So we have seen how customers can place orders and the administrator of the website fulfilling the orders. I can exit from here, then going back to the front end of my website. I exit from here as well. So that's it on how orders can be placed and also fulfilled. So now we have come to the end of the creation of our online store using WordPress. and it's been quite a journey, and I hope you found value in the tutorial. It is also my hope that if you put this into practice, you can come up with a stunning e-commerce website just like what we have right here. And when this is done and you do your marketing very well, you can use your website to generate some appreciable amount of income for yourself. Now, if you have any questions or suggestions for me, just put them in the comment section down below. I would love to answer your questions and also hear your thoughts. Who knows, I'll learn 1 or 2 things from you, since we are all here to learn. Thank you for being with me throughout this journey, and good luck with your sites.